Alright guys, today we're going to do a headlight restoration. You can see that these are foggy, yellowing. You can see what they used to look like up here. You see that? And that's because the hood, when the hood is down, it covers this area with shadow. So this doesn't get, this hasn't been faded, but this has. So we're going to try to get it back to looking like that. You can see where the factory coating was failing. It's not the worst set of headlights in the world, but still it needs to be restored for clarity and for safety. So the first step that I like to do is use some Ultimate Waterless Wash. Just basically clean the headlight. Alright, so that's clean. The next step that I like to do is get some all-purpose cleaner or degreaser, and I'll spray that onto my towel and I'll rub it in. And the reason for this is if there's any like tar or contaminants that are really sticking to the headlight, this will help remove them. And you don't want to be polishing or sanding unless these are completely clean. So once we've buffed off the all-purpose cleaner, the next step I like to do is clay it. The reason I do this is, again, I just don't like to put a polisher on anything unless it's been clayed and I know for sure that the contaminants are not there. And if you don't clay it, it's not the end of the world for headlights, but if you don't clay the paint, chances are you can pick up a contaminant, and as the polisher spins, you will take the contaminant and make these circles in it, and you'll see a circular kind of scratch. So we don't want to do that. So get some clay lube, waterless wash, get this, get to claying. So once we're done claying, we're going to go ahead and mask this off, the headlight. I don't need to mask off here because this part of the headlight, as I showed you earlier, is already good. But I should mask off here, which you can see already has damage on it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it already has damage on it. But I'm going to mask off anywhere here where the sanding paper might hit. I like to use this green painter's tape from Scotch or 3M, I believe, just because it really works well to get onto car paint and it leaves as little residue as possible. The blue painter's tape leaves a lot more residue than this stuff. So with the taping done, we can go ahead and start on this. The first thing you need to know is if you take your fingernail and you feel scratches in the headlight, you should go to a pretty heavy duty grit sandpaper like 400 and follow up at like 800, 1200, 2000, then 3000, some kind of series of progression like that. But for this one, because we don't really feel a nail in here, I don't feel my nail catching anywhere, I can just go ahead straight to 3000 sandpaper, then I'm going to polish it to a shine. So this is the Griot's 3-inch polisher with a Trizac 3000 grit sandpaper foam pad or something. It's a nice little foam pad that we can use on these polisher on this headlight, and because this polisher is so small, it'll work really well around these curves. I'm going to dry sand this just to try to get to remove some of this. We should see it become real foggy. Remember, whenever you're sanding, the sand particles get into the air and you don't want to be breathing that in, so use a face mask. On the edges, if you don't feel comfortable sanding with a polisher, definitely it's better recommended to hand sand, get a foam block and some of those sanding paper to get the edges. So once you see that this has gone clear, you're ready for the next step, which is polishing. So the next step is to get a cutting pad on the polisher. I like this blue Hydrotech pad, and I'm going to use some Meguiar's M101 to polish it up. So after shaking your polish up, or your compound up, just put just a few drops. You don't need to really prime the pad so much. Just a few drops will do. And then just like on paint, go to a low speed and spread it out. And then kick it up to a higher speed to polish. So after you've worked it in your compound, the next step is to remove the polish. What I like to do is take a plush microfiber towel, because at this point you don't want to scratch the surface, and hit it with a couple shots of the waterless wash just to make the removal a little bit easier. And you just do this, and you can remove polish this way and buff it off. Final step to make sure everything you've done looks proper is to hit it with some compressed air, or you can alternatively just let it dry. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and remove the tape and bring you in. You can see for the most part it's pretty clear, and up here you can see there's no more line anymore where the clear coat the factory protecting failure was. And you can see this too. There is a little bit that remained on our side. I'm not afraid to show where it didn't work, this process. Just keep in mind that this is easily removed. All you have to do is go to a lower grit. We started at 3000 to be the least aggressive method, but if you have a little bit left over, that means you have to start at a lower grit. You can address that right after you do your sanding if you still see this. But anyhow, if you see the before and the after, it looks pretty good. The last step would be to seal this or wax it, and if you do so, you have to remember to maintain and continuously do that to keep this look. Otherwise, it will very quickly go back to this yellow and faded and oxidized state. Alright guys, using my method, this is the final result. What I would consider pretty dang good. Keep in mind, I did have to go to 1500 sandpaper for one area because it was like the center area right here, because it was too rough, too oxidized for the 3000 grit Trizact. But in the end, almost everything was able to be removed with a 3000 grit Trizact. So if you have any problems with 3000 grit Trizact, just go down to a lower one and try that and continue on with the process that I've shown you in this video. Alright guys, hope you enjoy and hope to see you on the next video. See ya.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please push that like button or even subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. If you really enjoyed it, hit that share button. Really helps my channel grow, and I would definitely appreciate it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good day, and in the meantime, let's dance.